Alright guys, welcome to the channel, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to set your roller rockers. So let's get into today's video. First things first guys, I am in a super good mood lately and I hope you guys are having a really good day as well. There's a lot of things that's been going on around the world, whether it's affecting you or not, your personal life, anything like that, your mental health, your financial situation. As long as you really could get yourself to a good space, it's really just gonna be a great day. So I hope you guys are having a great day as well. But let's get into today's video. We're gonna be talking about roller rockers, aftermarket ones for your 5.0 motor or your 302. It should be similar for any of your push rod motors, but let's just focus on 5.0s for today and pedestal mount roller rockers. So let's get into it. Alrighty guys, just a little backstory on this motor before we get into the video. This is a boosted Vortec V1 5.0. I think it has heads, pistons, rods. I think it has push rods, it has these pedestal mount rockers, and some other goodies that I'm probably forgetting. But to the point of the video, which is how to set these bad boys. Now, I've been all over YouTube looking up direct or simple ways of doing it, and it seems like everybody has their own way of doing this thing, and I've found almost like a cheat code or almost like a way to get this right every single time. So we all know what TDC is. Top dead center on cylinder number 1 is turning that crank, and either you can put a piece of paper over your spark plug hole, or you can put your thumb there and rotate the motor, and when you feel the air pushing back on your thumb, that's the compression stroke of the motor. You want to bring your piston all the way up to the top, and then you want to set your rollers for cylinder number 1. Now what I've found is you can actually follow that method all the way through the motor. So once you bring up any piston TDC on its compression stroke, you can set your intake and your exhaust valve. That's something super simple. So even if you want to follow your firing order, what you would do is, this is the regular way I see a lot of people do this thing. They would rotate the motor until number 1 is at top dead center, then they would set these two, then they would rotate the motor 90 degrees, then they would set number 3, or they would follow their firing order to set these. So every 90 degrees you just follow your firing order. But I've found you can do that. That is how I set this, but a super simple way to do it is just bring up any piston on its TDC, meaning compression stroke, and bring it to the top of the cylinder, and you are good to go to set your pedestal mount rockers, or any rockers for that matter. For the next portion, you're gonna need some tools. In my case, my locks are a 9/16 or a 14 wrench, and then you're gonna need a Allen key. So once your piston is up at TDC, you're gonna wanna loosen your lock, and you're gonna wanna make sure that the little piece that actually holds it tight, the center of your lock, is actually backed out. And what you're gonna wanna do is reach around the front of your push rod and rotate your hand left to right. And you wanna just slowly tighten this down. Slowly tighten it down, feel back. Slowly tighten it down, feel back. And then when you feel that there's the slightest amount of tension right here on that push rod, that it's barely, it feels like there's a little more tension than before, it can't move up and down, then what you wanna do is take your wrench, and based on what you're doing with your 5.0, that's how you're gonna set it. So what I mean by that is, usually a stock 5.0, you would take this wrench in this position and you would spin it 1 full turn, and then you would hold it like that. You'd hold it with one hand with the wrench on it. You would put your Allen key in here, and then you would tighten that center piece down as much as possible. If you want to do some street racing or just get some more performance out of it, you would do a half a turn. And if you really want to squeeze every bit of horsepower out of it, you would do 3/8 of a turn. So you would go based on how you're building the motor. I put this one together to do some racing, hence the Vortec V1, and that's what I went with. I went with right between 3/8 and a half a turn. So I went from here and I did 90 degrees. So this motor is actually going to give me every bit of juice out of it. Yes, it might burn a little more fuel, but it's going to run beautifully. That's what I did for all of these cylinders, and this motor is now set up to run excellently. Alright guys, and there you have it. Super simple. Bring any one of these pistons up to TDC on its compression stroke. Make sure that piston is all the way up at the top, and then you set your roller rockers based on feel. You feel that push rod, you turn the lock a little bit, and when you feel that it can't move up and down, and also that there's a small amount of tension on that push rod, then you either do 1 full turn, half a turn, or 3/8 a turn. Depends on what you plan on doing with the vehicle. Daily driver, I do a full turn. Anything to do with performance, do half a turn. Anything to do with just going to the drag strip, I do 3/8 of a turn. And that's pretty much it. Now that we know how to set our rockers, I need some help from you guys. I've been trying to figure out what's the cheapest way to put this vehicle on the road. It's not gonna be in the stock car. This actually came out of a Fox body, but I'm putting it in the New Edge. And I can't really find a cheap way of keeping it boosted, which means I'll either have to spend $1,400-1,500 to get a Holley EFI Terminator X kit, and that'll run everything really good, but also the way that the motor is built, it's running 180 psi compression on all cylinders, so I was thinking about going carbureted and taking the blower off of it. You guys let me know what would be the cheaper route of being able to beat on this thing non-stop. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have 5.0s, that's why you came here to the channel to learn how to set your rockers. Let me know what you guys think. Should I go Holley EFI Terminator X kit? Should I just go carbureted NA and just beat the living crap out of this thing? Because it really has a lot of good performance parts, and I believe this thing is going to run good no matter what, boosted or NA. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Always remember, don't drift without your dreams, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.